everybody, my name is CyberAqua and welcome back to Fallen Hero Rebirth. Today, we'll continue on reading this. Yes, more story time-ish. If you really want to say it like that. Anyhow, let's get into it. I just made it very awkward for some reason. But anyway, I made the text bigger. Yay. Thanks to a special someone who said that you can make it bigger. And I was like, wait, you can? Yeah, yay. Helps me in editing. I don't need to do too much. Anyway, let's get back into it. I'll be doing a 30-minute session now since a little time constraints. But yeah, I'll manage somehow. Anyway, I wasted 2 minutes of your life or whatever, 30 seconds of your life maybe. So enjoy. Oh, I can't talk. You can't help but look at the exhibits as you pass through the hall. Some faces are familiar only from history books, but there are more than a few where you can remember a voice to go with the suit. And in some cases, a death. This is a museum of history. After all, of the heroic heritage of the free Western states, most people need to die to become true heroes. That's how it works. If you live long enough, life will start catching up with you, corrupt you. At best, you retire into forgetfulness, like Venatori did. If not, you might turn into an alcoholic like Miss Remember, or an abuser or something like Mad Scarlet, or fly drunk and cause an accident like Racketeer or something, or kill someone because you were angry enough to lose control, like 5 pennies. I don't know, for some reason that was something else. Never mind. They don't tell those stories here. The mannequins wearing the suits stand tall with washboard stomachs. Okay, no traces of the scars that history has left on the people you once knew. They just tell the memories, the pretty lies. As the silence grows heavier, you wonder if you should take this chance to try to get under Ortega's skin. Interesting, yes. What is it? I tried to get some information on the ranges I can use. I tried to find out what he feels about me name. Feelings on information. I rather go on the information route. But I do know there's a relationship route. Since, thanks to someone, official Noonan. I'm not saying it in a rude way, but that's thanks to him. I now know there's a relationship route. But hey, I'll do that some other time. Maybe if I do get that achievement. Anyway, I want information. Give me information, please. Is it okay if I ask you something? You look away from the villain's gallery you're walking past, wondering if your face will end up there eventually. Of course, Ortega sounds slightly distracted. A frown seizing his brow as he faces down the catastrophe through the thick glass pane. Something. Pine cone? No. It's pain or something. I don't know. You know that creature is the cause of at least one of Ortega's many scars, and as expected, he scratches his stomach where one of the long blades entered. Ooh, okay. So that's where he got the what is it? The nanobots or steel replacement or attachments, whatever they're called. Remember the blood? No, you remember the blood? So much of it. Are you sure? Yes. There's a brief moment of uncertainty there as he shakes his head, dispelling the ghost of the past. I don't mind. I've seen you in the news now and then, you and the rest of the Rangers. But what can you guys actually do? You smile a little to take the suspicious edge off your words. I mean, the news makes you look invincible. But looking at people like this, you nod at the catastrophe feed. I mean, you let your words drift off, letting Ortega fill in the blanks. Yeah, the sigh is heavy, and he's lost in thought. I've been doing this for years, but it's never easy. My mods. Oh, that's what they call mods or modifications. Right, I thought it were attachments. Probably some other game I was thinking about. Anyway, he looks down at his hands and the outline of the implants that you can see in his palms. Wait, it's called implants? Wait, hold on. Wait. I think it's modifications. No, I'm not sure. Anyway, they've been upgraded over the years, but it's still just electricity. That's something a lot of these newer villains are protected against. And my speed getting slower for every year. But more experienced, you say. Tangling your arm in his... In support? Wait, what? Wait. Tangling your arm in support. Okay. Is that a typo? Probably. Maybe. Who knows? I've seen you fight. You're brilliant. Thank you. The laugh is sharp and almost embarrassed. But I am aware that I'm last year's model. Oh, okay. Sorry for going that deep. Is that why you stepped down as marshal? Not entirely. He looks down. Still does the job better, though makes the right calls. Okay. He's the one in the big armor, right? You freeing ignorance and get a nod in return? Wait, what? Okay. Yeah, I've known him since we got modded. There's a shiver there you can feel. He's got enough tactical systems in that thing to do a better job of being a leader. It looks pretty impressive. Hardly. Ortega smiles a little. Everything can get taken apart. Can get taken apart? I think there's a typo in this. Some words are kind of to me. To me it seems not right, but to some other people it may be nothing wrong with it. Right, let's repeat that sentence again. It just feels off. Everything can get taken apart, and he's not that fast. Not like Harold, huh? What? He jolly? What? He jolly? He jolly or something? He jolly? That's a sigh if you ever heard one. Between you and me, I'm worried about the kid. Being able to fly does things to people. Makes them feel like gods. He's not. So he's overconfident, huh? I've met guys like that before. I bet Ortega sighs once more. And he wants to be a hero. That's what gets people killed, that's for sure. Scroll down. Alright, but is he a hero? Right? Wait, no, I said that wrong. But he is a hero, right? He's won as many covers as Lady Argent. Because he likes it. She doesn't. She's a little intimidating. That's not a lie. You don't know what it is that sets you on edge around her. But there is something so unsettling about that woman. Intimidating? Angie? The chuckle dispels the tense amount. Wait, no. Wait, what am I saying? My head is going the other way, it seems. Okay, the chuckle dispels the tense moment. I suppose she can come off strong, but I couldn't ask for a better friend. Friend? I thought she and Harold... You never figure out whether they actually are together or not. They are complicated. Ortega looks a little hesitant. as if there's something there that he's unsure whether he should share. So are we, you point out, tilting your head a little as you pick up distant voices. Ortega hasn't noticed yet. His hearing never was as good as yours. It sounds like Lady Argent and Harold? Damn, this is a conversation you'd love to listen in on, but you don't think that Ortega would approve. Can I ask you a favor? Of course, he looks over at you. Anything. I'm feeling queasy? Queasy, is it? Something? Would you get me some more water? Does that mean thirsty? Or something? Or dizzy? I don't know. I think I'm just going to sit down here for a moment and catch my breath. Is this the moment where we switch bodies? Come on. Of course! Are you sure you're alright? You feel Ortega's hand on your cheek, and you almost flinch a little from the touch. I just need to sit down for a little. There is a moment of hesitation before Ortega nods and leaves. Just as you knew he would, he has never been able to deny a direct request from someone cute. You don't plan to be here when he returns, though. It's time to get things started. But first, some eavesdropping. Why do I need to? Whatever. So you count to 10 after Ortega has disappeared before you rise and sneak off towards the distant voices. Just as you thought, it is indeed Harold and Lady Argent, locked in argument amongst the displays. Come on, you can pick the show. Harold suggests with both hands, tall and handsome in his expensive suit. He doesn't smile though, not right now. Just have a nice heart-to-heart with some well-briefed host, and you'll be seen with sympathy instead of fear. I'm not going to play the victim. Lady Argent crosses her arms over her chest and stares him down, looking resplendent in her blue dress. Angie. Harold lowers his voice a little. You are the victim in this. There's no fault in admitting that. I'm through talking to you. She turns to leave, and Harold makes a motion to stop her before pulling his hand back and raising his voice instead. I believe you. Okay, I just heard something. Bear back. Okay. Living in a quiet street is good and bad at the same time. Good as in it is quiet. Bad as in if someone slams the door, it feels like they're right next to you and you have to go check. And that paranoia kicks in for some reason. Anyway, where was I? The motion to stop her before pulling his hand back and raising his voice instead. I believe you. That's funny. The words are a snarl, but she has stopped. Okay. I mean it. I don't understand why Locus did this, but I believe that she did. Harold tries his best to sound convincing, but you don't think Lady Argent is buying it. Ortega doesn't. He's still convinced Hollow Ground is behind this whole mess somehow. You have heard this name whispered at Joe's more than once. Hollow Ground seems to be a major player in the criminal underground. Sometimes Ortega's so full of shit. Harold smiles a little, more honest and fond than his usual wide, gleaming grin. Hollow Ground is not behind every single bad thing happening in Los Diablos. Whatever he may think, and there's something else too. Something has been bothering him lately. He's distracted. He's worried about his friend. My name? Why? Has something happened to him? Okay. Hello? That was weird. Okay, where was I? My name? Why? Has something happened to him? Harold sounds a lot more worried than he should. Yeah, Ortega thinks he could be in some sort of trouble. He told you... Wait, he told you that? Harold rubs his chin a little. Not in so many words, but it's obvious from the way he looks at him. Trust every discussion to wind back to Ortega, so I'm having that much of an effect on Ortega. That's good to know. Wait, what? Trust every decisions to wind back to. I know my name character is having an effect on Ortega. That's good to know. So, you are having that much of an effect on Ortega. It's good to know that he's not just playing pretend. Are you sure that's not just guilt talking? Harold tilts his head a little. Wait. Wait. Was I just Lady Argent that was saying that? What? This is sometimes confusing. Are you sure that's not just guilt talking? Harold tilts his head a little, looking down at Lady Argent. He's half a head taller than her, even though he's not floating right now. You can always ask him yourself if you're so curious, Lady Argent shrugs. Her face a look of studied boredom as she turns to walk away. I thought we talked about this. Harold grabs her shoulder, which leads to her turning around with a snarl as she slaps his hand away. I thought she was going to slap him. Jesus. We did, and I'm still not going to be paraded around here like some freak. You and Ortega can handle the PR. I am out of here. The look in her silver eyes had turned dark, and Harold takes a small step back as she clenches her fist. Fine. Do what you want. You always do, anyway. Maybe you should remember once in a while that we're a team. He crosses his arm in a huff, frowning at her as if his displeasure could change her mind or something. Good. You go and write your damn autographs, and I'll go and get some fresh air. She gives him a stern look. Where nobody will bother me. And with that, she stomps towards one of the exits. Harold sighs heavily before he heads down towards the main party once more. You wait a moment longer, and then you let your smile show as you step out of the shadows. Perfect. This will make your work here a lot easier. Lady Argent's senses are sharper than most people give her credit for, and you are glad you don't have to factor in her presence when you are planting the explosives. You still remember being able to see into technology when you were inhabiting her form. Let's get the party started! It is strange how different everything feels now that you are moving with a cause. Suddenly the room does not seem so huge, and the people neither strange nor terrible. They are just bodies in your way. It is important to know where they are and how they move. But they aren't individuals anymore. Just pieces on a board. You smile a little to yourself when you realize you are about to flip the table. How does that make you feel? Impatient, I want to get this over and be done with. Nervous, there are so many things that could go wrong. Excited, I can't wait to finally unveil myself. Hesitant, after this, there's no turning back. I'm excited. Let's go with the excitement. That'll be fun. You do not You do not exactly skip as you walk towards the restrooms, but it is close. The sooner you are done with this task, the sooner you can slide back into your real body. This is it, finally. After tonight, you'll be a nobody no longer. For a moment, you almost feel out of breath, the weight of the occasion's finally hitting home. This is it. Finally. You push open the door to the bathroom with a carefully neutral face, making your way to one of the stalls. There are people here, but not that many. None of them pays much attention to you apart from a curiosity glance. Good. Lock the stall door. Quietly, you remove your jacket suit, enabling you to remove the small, flat charges you've taped beneath your shirt. They should be undetectable, undetectable by anything but a thorough pat down. Luckily, this gala does not have that kind of security. Wouldn't want to offend the celebrity guests. You take another breath before you unbutton your pants. The biggest of the charges needed to be kept there. Okay. And you are more than grateful to remove it. Even though it should be perfectly safe, still, your shirt is soaked through with sweat at the small of your back, and you are glad you don't have to keep up this charade any longer. For a moment, you look down at the charges resting on the toilet, readjusting yourself until you think you look presentable once more. Your hands don't shake as you pick up the charges, quickly setting the timer on each of them. Now you're on the clock. No time to lose. You quickly put the charges in your pockets. This time less conscious of any bulges or whatever. You don't plan to get anywhere near the security staff. After all, besides, nobody ever pays attention to the men at a party. As you exit the stall, you take a moment to smile at your own reflection in the mirror. Good. You look presentable enough. Taking a deep breath, you finally go back to the party. The restroom door swings shut. Your stomach feels like ice and vinegar, and this time you walk with quiet purpose. You know that the timers are ticking, carefully set to allow you just enough time to place them all. Luckily, you've got the spots where you need to place them memorized. Keeping that in mind, what steps have you taken when planning for the explosions? I have made sure to minimize the risk of casualties. I placed them where they're most effective. Someone gets hurt, so be it. I'm a villain. What I want is death. I want maximum damage. Honestly, you can't wait to blow up this place to hell. You want to. No, you need to. Maybe it's wrong, but you have stopped caring about that. All you need right now is for this purgatory to end. And for your real self to finally emerge like a butterfly from its cocoon. No, not a butterfly. A phoenix. It is hard to keep the smile off your lips. But then again, this is a party, so it is not entirely out of place. You're allowed to smile as you weave through the crowds. You are allowed to be happy. This is your big day. Your first proper birthday. And yet, there is a part of you that keeps wondering if this isn't too easy. A part of you that is waiting for your plans to be discovered as you deftly place small adhesive charges under tables and behind pillars. But nobody spares you a second glance, and you just keep floating through the crowds, following the path you already have planned in your head. Alright? One charge after the other, getting ready for your carefully choreographed debut. Finally, with one last look at your too expensive watch, you find yourself adrift for a moment, just waiting the people that surround you. Soon their life will change, and yet they have no idea. Only you do. Perfect. Excuse me, someone says as they bumped into you, and you mumble something equally nondescript in turn. A glance at your watch shows that time is running out fast, and you need to make sure that boy is in the right position. I will trust Ortega to take care of boy. I will make sure boy is safe and outside the building. Boy gets injured, it makes him less likely to be a suspect. It's just a puppet. Why should I care? If I leave it with Ortega, he's protected. But then again, no, Ortega might suspect that. Let's get boy injured. Yeah, but then they will probably think he's a terrorist. Maybe this. Let's try this route. Boy is too valuable an asset to lose, but at the same time, you don't want him to become a suspect. Once you leave this body, it will fall unconscious, so you need to be sure he is in an easy spot to be rescued from once the big explosion happens. That's more than a little tricky, even if you could be sure exactly how destructive it will be. It would be so easy to get trampled by unwary feet. Still, you haven't got this far by playing it safe. You know where you have placed the explosives, and you have faith that you can pick a spot that is close, but not too close. The minutes crawl by, and you are trying hard not to keep looking at your watch as you slowly meander around the room, keeping somewhat close to the exit. You have to stay out of the way. You have to stay out of the way of the main stampede, but at the same time, be close enough so you could be rescued and not buried under a pile of people or rubble. Goldilocks trying to outrun the bears. Minutes first, then seconds, and finally your internal countdown reaches 0. A second later, the first charge goes off. The small warning one that is there to give you your final cue. Smoke billows everywhere. The fire alarm screams out of tune with the crowd, and you take 2 quick steps to the side to be out of everyone's way before you allow yourself to leave boy's brain. You don't feel the impact of the floor against his face. You are already long gone. What's the time? Oh, next chapter. Let's go with the first 2 pages or something. Dark. Down, then up. Your mind making directions where there are none. Your real body jerks awake as you leave boy to his fate, trusting that his comatose body will be safe. Dark. Still dark? For a moment you struggle with disorientation. Then you remember you are lying in the back of the van that you brainwashed garage owner parked nearby. With a gut of frustration, you shift your body underneath the top. the unfamiliar resistance of the powered down armor giving you a moment's pause. Dr. Mortem's finest work, he claims. Well, after tonight, you will know for sure. It takes a moment to tap in the right sequence, bringing the armor to life. Green numbers scroll across the corner of your vision. You can taste metal in your tongue as you feel the rat king cozy up against your hindbrain. The telltale stench of burning hair tickling your nose as the nanowolves contained inside your glove come alive. You brush your hand against the top and it dissolves. It takes effort not to do the same to the back door of the van as you open it. After that brief struggle of will, the nanowolves quiet down once more, eagerly awaiting your next command. Perfect. Outside, crowds are gathering, but they are all looking away, pointing to the show that is underway at the museum. Chaos, smoke, screams, confusion. Now, how will you take your first step into the world? I'll emerge from a cloud of... the first one is no-go. That's like a hero entrance pretty much, isn't it? I'll emerge from a cloud of smoke grenades. What's the big deal? I'll just get out. Let's... Oh, the third one is perfect, but I want the second one. Let's make it a smoky appearance. Alright, what is the achievement? Step 4. You have revealed your new villain persona in the window. Okay. Your new self can't be seen stepping out of any old van. Not just because the van might give clues, but because it would be far too mundane. You need to be larger than life, not some 2-bit villain with a set of cheap wheels. Smoke is perfect for your purpose, not only to hide where you came from, but to give you debut, just the right kind of ambience or something. Reaching back into one of the hidden compartments in your armor, you remove a small smoke grenade. Popping the safety, you drop it on the ground and wait for a moment before you step out into the billowing smoke. There's a slight pause as the world turns grey around you, and then the smoke thins enough for people to notice that there's something in it, namely you. You can feel surprise turning into fear, like smoke bubbles popping in the sunshine. Move, you command, not recognizing your own voice as it filters through the voice distorter in your helmet. At the same time, your mind reaches out and brushes terror over violently through violet thought patterns nearby, getting the panic started. Sidestep never struck terror in the hearts of... Okay, I need a break. Give me one. Okay, where was I? Right. Sidestep never struck fear in the hearts of anybody. But this time you are most certainly will. Even your vocal distortion is carefully calibrated to give the right menacing impression. The subsonics heightening people's anxiety or something, and fear. The crowd scatter as you laugh, the distorters transforming your mirth into something alien, vaguely menacing. You're doing this. You're actually doing this. You have booked the stage, set up the play, and cast the roles. Now the audience is running for their lives as sirens wail in the distance. It feels amazing. Striding through the museum plaza, You finally see some people who are not milling around in panic. Security guards, of course. There will be more, but right now there are only 2 who have spotted you and drawn their guns. There's no time to have fun here, but they're not really a big threat. But you still pause for a moment to decide how to approach this. Fighting heroes is one thing, but how will you treat normal people? How much of a villain are you, really? I try not to harm anyone too badly. What happens? What happens? Happens. They're in my way, so they're going down hard. I want to see blood. If someone gets killed, it's no skin off my back. How would I treat normal people? As a smart person, I would want them to be my slave. Typical heroes. I mean villains, not heroes. I mean, the route is kill them. What happened in the crossfire? Or I just want to touch them but not hurt them. I mean, if I'm going a villain, I could not hurt them but still hurt the main thing, the heroes. This is hard. And I already went over my time, but I was AFK most of the time. If I take that approach, that means I'm not being too... Let's go to the second option. Like, what happens, happens. They're in my way, so they're going down hard. Just because you're not on the side of the law anymore doesn't mean you have suddenly turned into a murderer. That being said, if they are in this business, they are ready for things to get rough. They have probably roughed up more than a few unfortunates in their careers, so they deserve what is coming to them. At least that's what you tell yourself. Blam! What? The first shot they fire misses, tearing through the crowd behind you. Did someone get hit? You don't care, and you don't turn to look. Instead, you quicken your pace, calculating the best way to take them down. I should be bulletproof. I'll just walk up to them, knock them down. I'm fast. I'll dodge the bullet and rush them. I'll trigger their paranoia. I'll shut them down hard with a telepathic command. They're just people. I can beat them up easily. I'm fast. Let's slowly show our powers. Let's be a fast boy. The guards are just people with guns. Ordinary people with guns. Honestly, you fought crooks like them when you were sidesteps. But, no. And back then, you didn't have the tools you do now. Tensioning your muscles, you feel the armor coming alive around you. Time seeming to slow down as you cross the space between you and the guards. You can hear their panicked thoughts in your head. Too fast, too fast. And the shot goes wild. And you're in their faces. And they can't see your smile behind your helmet. But you hope they can feel it. You're much too fast for them. You can't help a quick laugh as you make a grab for the gun, yanking it out of the man's hand. Yoink! I do not appreciate being shot at. Your voice is a low growl. The gun turns into dust in your hands. The nanavores devouring the metal. Sorry? The guard steps back, but not fast enough. Your blow hits him straight in the gut, sending him to the ground. He lies there, gasping for breath. The other guard takes a shot at you, but you simply sidestep the bullet. Aha! Sidestep! I'm just kidding. As you turn to glare at him, he drops the gun, raises his hand, and backs away. The fear you can feel from him and the crowd makes you smile inside your helmet. You don't spare them a second look as you cross the increasingly empty stretch in front of you, stepping towards the museum. The doors hang open. Okay, I think this will be the last page. Or not, well, last page of this episode. Entering the museum is quite a different experience than it was a couple of hours ago. The doors hanging halfway open from the blast. Gone are the bouncers and the paparazzis, though there's still the odd flash of a camera making sure that your progress is immortalized. Good. You leave the cameras to their work, as they are the ones of the reason why you chose this venue in the first place. You see no sign of Ortega, and you imagine he would have tried to get Boy some medical care immediately. He'll come back once he realizes the attack is still underway. Around you, the crowd that was milling for the exit now retreats, pushed back by the aura of menace you are wrapping around yourself. Some have already fled the field, chirped on by the explosions you set earlier, but many have lingered, afraid of the sound of fighting outside, unsure whether this is an attack from within or without. Little do they know, it is both. So, this is what it feels like to have people look at you in fear and awe. It's an interesting feeling. You are not used to being noticed, let alone feared, and now you are both. It's intoxicating. Part of you wonders if you should care about their fear and terror, but looking at their faces, you can't bring yourself to care. You haven't been able to, not for years. Now, what should you do with these pliable, melting pots of bystanders? Their fear makes them irrational, but easily pushed. But in which direction? I play into their fear, making them cower before me. I play into their fear, making them flee the building. I calm them down, making them evacuate the building in an... Why the third one? I'm being a villain. I'm not trying to save people. I'm trying to kill people. That's... I don't like the fact I want a hero to show up. I play into their fear, making them flee the building. If I do that, they think I'm some kind of ex-hero. Well, let's do that. Let's leave a trail. Leaning into the comfortable weight of the Rat King, you reach out and let the sea of thoughts surround you. The telepathic boosters that Dr. Mortem designed makes the process surprisingly painless. Painless? What? Painless. Allowing the Rat King to filter the worst excesses or whatever before they touch you. Where was I? This will be the last page now, it seems. Okay, before they touch you. In the old days, a mass panic like this might have floored you, since sent you into a curling ball of pain, unable to filter the unadulterated emotions. This time, the tumult just splashes against your fences, a wave and not a tsunami. You can handle this. No, you can't handle it. You can use it. Emotion, thoughts, the causes of the other. The serpent eating its own tail. Shifting out the right emotions, you send them back to the rest of the crowd with the weight of your own will behind them. Fear, panic, the need to escape. You want them fleeing before you evacuating the building so you can get on with your work. The resulting stampede is glorious in its viciousness. People cry and whimper, but above all, they move, struggling, shoving, clambering over each other to be the first one to escape. For the briefest of moments, you're in the crowd with them. The panicked urge to flee overwhelming everything. End it. End it now. The window. No. You tear yourself away from that memory and straighten your back, shrugging off the unwanted baggage. You're stronger now. You've learned from your mistakes. You've learned how to do this. You're an unmoving rock, walking forward, parting the human waves before you with a simple gesture. There. Now that's done with. Yoink. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Got a little bit intense. I don't know when do I actually name myself. I haven't thought of a name yet. But yeah, we'll see. It's getting very interesting. I don't know if this is actually the end. Seems like it, but maybe. Maybe. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're enjoying it now as it's getting more intense. And I'm kind of getting better at saying sentence in my voice. I wish I could roleplay, but no, I wish I could imitate some voices, but it's hard to do that because it doesn't say who's talking. It says their name afterwards. I think I said that a few videos ago. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of hard to do. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. The next video, whatever it is. Bye-bye!